Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, a while ago, I did tweet out a bit of a poll to see what kind of content y'all wanted to see from me next. And resoundingly, everybody was like, do a monthly favorites. Now, it's been like a month since I actually posted that poll, so I figured I would go ahead and lump together both my July and August favorites all into one video. Now, as many of you guys are aware, there's a lot of different things that I'm into, as you can see from the channel, whether it's contacts or whether it's the keto diet. I've really gotten into a lot of skincare as of late as well, so I figured I would go ahead and give you guys 3 different segments, starting from inside and working our way out. So first and foremost, we're going to be covering diet, so all of you keto heads out there that want to go ahead and get your grub on, I've got some favorites for you. Then of course we've got skincare, so anybody trying to improve the state of their face, I got you as well. And then last, of course, we have aesthetics. So if you guys are here from the Instagrams or love Instagram and pretty pictures, we've got that covered as well. And that'll go over like makeup, that'll go over contacts, that'll go over clothing. Really what it is the beauty on the outside. So without ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, kicking things off with diet is something that I've held on to for quite a bit of time, so please don't judge me. I know it's gonna seem a little bit gross, but I've been absolutely obsessed with the Rouse homemade Arrabbiata sauce. And this thing is basically like a spicy marinara. It's absolutely delicious. I don't find that I really have to season my food much more, just to kind of tweak it a little bit in order to get it to taste the way that I want to. Now, the way that I've been using the Arrabbiata sauce is basically very similar to how I would use an Alfredo sauce. So just keep in mind, this is gonna sound really weird, but I do a lot of pasta without the pasta. So think something like fettuccine chicken Alfredo without the fettuccine, so it's just chicken Alfredo. Think of it as spaghetti bolognese, but without the spaghetti portion. So it's basically just like a meat sauce or a meat stew, or like a bunch of chicken that I went ahead and fried up, because I actually like doing that a lot. So I do chicken thighs, I do salt, pepper, a little bit of basil, a little bit of oregano, just fry that up in a pan with a little bit of garlic, and I let that sear. And then after it's done searing, I'll actually go ahead and add the sauce in on top. And this bottle in and of itself is literally enough to do 2 big packages of chicken thighs. So I'm like, okay, love it. I can eat that for like days on end, get my protein, get some good sauce in there, and keep everything low carb. So this is definitely a must-have. It's a little bit expensive at about $8 to $9 at the store, but with the amount of food that you can make from it, I'm totally fine about making that investment. Now, moving along is something that I legit finished on stream this morning, which of course is my Rockstar Pure Zero in Mandarin Orange. It doesn't have to be Mandarin Orange. I'm also really liking the watermelon one, and my favorite of all time is of course the Pure Zero in the white can. But just having an energy drink in the morning when you've really had like a rough night, or you've been super busy and you just need something peppy, this is absolutely a perfect grab and go, because sometimes making coffee in the morning just feels like a slog. You're like, oh my god, I don't know if I can even make it there to go ahead and get my caffeine. And as many of you guys know too, I've been streaming a lot in the mornings and doing some IRL streams with caffeination. So this is kind of like the Rockstar of the show. Oh god, the puns. We're gonna move on. Now, carrying along with that orange trend is something that I've really had to prevent myself from eating before, because as you can see, I've already consumed these 2. Definitely favorites. This is the last bag that I actually have of this, and this is the Quest protein chips, and this is tortilla style in nacho cheese. Now, for those of you guys who've never had them, it's basically like Doritos. Doritos, they have a ranch flavor as well, so they have orange and blue. Absolutely freaking delicious. Again, a little bit pricey, but if you are on a low carb diet and you really just, you love your chips and you just need a chip fix every now and then, this is actually perfect. So for this bag, it's 4 net carbs. This is kind of like one of those ones that you would go ahead and stuff into your lunchbox, you know, like one of the kids' lunch boxes. They come in a pack of 8, and it's about like $16 on Amazon for a box of that. So it's about like $2 per bag, which can be a little bit pricey, but if you have that money and you really need to satiate that craving, this is definitely gonna be an absolute go-to. And that's the big thing for me when it comes to diets. It's not about not being able to have things, but being able to find alternatives that will keep you satiated and keep you doing what you're doing and on the good track. So moving along into skincare, I've definitely had a little bit of a running joke as to the products that I've been picking up as of late. basically, because I'm on keto, there are things that I can't eat. However, if I can't put it in my body, I'm sure as hell gonna put it on my body, which leads us to my first item, which is the black sugar wash off mask by Skin Food. Now this is going to be a physical exfoliator, something that I don't normally go to. I was actually big on using acids to kind of like eat off all of the dead skin, kind of like softly and gently, but then my skin started not liking that very much. So I figured I would just go ahead and rely on a physical exfoliator during the times where I did feel like I needed some exfoliation instead of just using acids all of the time. Now this is freaking amazing. Number one, it smells sugary and sweet. It's almost like lemonade. It's kind of like, how do I explain it? It's like, you know, the half and half tea that you have, the Arnold Palmer's? That's basically what it smells like. It's like lemony and sugary and sweet. It's got this really, really dark color to it. It's not black, so they lied, I'm just saying. But what you would do is basically just scoop a little bit out, rub it all over your face, target any areas that you know you need to do a little bit more scrubbing on other areas. You can just graze it a little bit for some light exfoliation. But then what you do is you actually leave it on your face for 5 minutes, because all of that dark stuff that's in there actually goes through and moisturizes the skin quite well. Definitely been a big fan of this. Plus, it just smells so good. It's great for your lips, and for any of the guys out there that are like, I don't care about skincare. But if you shave, this is going to be perfect. So you can actually go ahead and kind of like get any ingrown hairs out right before you shave, and this will give you the smoothest shave you've ever had. I love it even just for that. So it's a great multitasker. Now, the next item was definitely the biggest mistake of the bunch. This is a massive mistake because I don't really crave sweets all that much. However, this I'm From Honey mask, oh my god, it smells like buttery toffee. It has a little bit of a honey flavor to it, but it's really just super sweet. It's like everything that my heart desires when it comes to sweets. Now, the way that you use this is it's kind of like a really, really thick moisturizing mask, but it's very mobile. So, you know, if you want to eat something, if you want to talk on the phone, you know, if you want to make expressions with your face, because there's so many masks out there that literally just dry as like hard, cracky masks. This is something that you can leave on for up to an hour. So if you're just trying to chill, maybe watch a little bit of anime on Netflix and just lay back, this is going to be perfect for you. And the one thing I have to say about this, the first time that I put this on, I started washing my face and I was trying to wash off the last bits of the mask, right? Trying to get off all of the honey residue. And I'm like, I don't want sticky honey on my face. It's not sticky, it's more slick than anything. But as I was like washing it off, I was like, oh my god, this mask is not coming off of my face. Like, I was there washing for like 5 minutes straight until I realized, no honey, that's just your skin now. Your skin legitimately feels that silky, smooth, and hydrated. That is not the honey. That is your skin. And that's when I like became a believer. I was like, this is it. I love this. This mask is the be all end all of moisturizing masks for me so far. So I really, really love it. The smell is amazing. The way it leaves your skin. I'm so shook that I'm like repeating myself. It's absolutely nuts. So let's go ahead and move on to the next item. And this one has a really interesting name. This has absolutely nothing to do with consuming things, but the way that this works is fantastic. So this is called like the My Scheming Pore Blackhead Peel Off Mask. I don't know, I'm just making up names. By the way, for all of these beauty items, I'm actually going to go ahead and leave links in the description box below, just in case you guys want to get your hands on them. But this is actually a 3-step system, so this is just the actual mask itself. It's got a deep pore sebum softener, so you actually massage that onto the areas that you want to go ahead and peel. I just do my nose area, I don't actually feel like I need to do my face. So I'll go ahead and massage it in, and then I'll kind of like put some hot water like over my nose, and I'll kind of just like leave it there to open up the pores. Then afterwards, I'll actually go ahead and use this mask. You just slather it on in a thick layer and just leave it there, and then let it dry. So after that, you peel it off, and I was actually investigating this because I saw a lot of those hell pore masks. You know, the ones that are like, oh my god, they hurt so much to take off. I'm like, bitch, if it hurts so much to take off, that's what I need for my face. Now, this didn't hurt in the least bit, but this got out a hell of a lot of my whiteheads, and I think that it worked amazingly, and guess what? It only cost like $6. on Amazon Prime, baby, on Amazon Prime. So this got shipped out super fast. I was able to get my blackheads all cleared out from my nose, and it's cheaper than a lot of the pore strips that I found out there. Like, a lot of them are being sold from anywhere from 7 to 10, and you get like 5 strips. So far, I've used this like 3 times, and there's still a good chunk of it in there. So I'm like, all right, very, very good investment, especially if you guys like using the blackhead pore strips a lot. Just clean yourself out, feel nice and fresh, and then go ahead and put on a silky moisturizer. And finally, last but definitely not least, is of course aesthetics. Now, as many of you guys know, July and August was Leo season, so I was definitely feeling myself. I had to do a little bit of splurging to treat myself during that phase. And one of these things, you've actually seen this entire video, and of course, they are my new contacts. You guys know that I'm absolutely obsessed with different colored contacts, and I found one that I actually just fell in love with. However, they are pricey. As you guys can tell, I am rocking Solotica natural color crystals, and these ones are a little bit of a gray-green tone, and most of the times I'm not really into green. If you've ever heard any of my contact review videos, they're just not my favorite. However, this is very pale, it's very muted, it's very gray, and because of the fact that it's in the natural colors series for Solotica, it does have a dark limbal ring on the outside, which kind of grounds it a little bit more, and makes it a little bit more natural looking. Now, these were expensive AF. I'm talking about like $45 per contact. So that's like $90 all in all. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a whole nother video dedicated to them, the pros and cons. Now clearly, of course, these are my favorites, and I'm really loving them right now. However, before you do choose to invest in something that expensive when it comes to colored contacts, there's some things that you need to note. But it was birthday month, so you gotta spoil yourself just a little bit, and it was definitely one of my favorite purchases of the bunch. The next thing that I do want to show off is something else that you've been seeing this entire installment, video, whatever, is my 2 rings. Now clearly I am in love. These are actually from Mr. SFC, and this one is a little bit of a crown ring. This is actually known as the Mr. Queen, and I was like, Mr. Queen? Okay, you know me so well. I was like, I'm in it to win it. All right. If you guys have checked out my Instagram, you've definitely seen close-ups of this ring. You've probably seen it in a couple of my other shots, and I'm such a big fan. This actually comes in, I believe, gold, silver, and black. There was actually, I wish they had, because in some of the other things that they had rose gold options, I wish that they had that one just to see, because I would buy another variation of this. Maybe not in gold, maybe in silver. Now the next one we have is the Saint ring, and this one is, or the double Saint ring, and it's basically a ring that doesn't close all the way, and it's got the fleur-de-lis on it. And I've always been a big fan of French metalwork, so I've kind of like embraced that. And the cool thing about rings, I think that they're nice and understated as long as you don't go too big, too gaudy. And also, you know, even if you do have one big ring on your hand, as long as you don't have 15 of them on there, well, I guess you can't have 15 rings on one hand. You could actually, if you got a little thin ring. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. But because of the fact that you can really kind of like control how many rings you put anywhere, whether they're big rings, small rings, you can do something that's a little bit more understated, but still says that you're there. Now, I say this because of the fact that I've had a lip ring for ages, and some people haven't caught on to that. I've actually had it since before I started doing YouTube, and I also have studs in my ears, in my cartilage right here, and nobody catches any of that, which is fine. You know, it's not meant to be these big massive things to draw out a lot of attention, but if you want something that makes a statement, especially if you speak with your hands, rings are a great way to do it. So I'll go ahead and leave a link for these down below as well. There's a ton of styles from them, and I'm really tempted to purchase more, but I spent a lot during birthday month, so Rob's gonna just have to, you know, just pause right there for a little bit until after TwitchCon. Now, the last big investment that I made was a pair of shades. So for those of you guys who don't know, my head is literally the size of Norway. It's like Zeppelin size. It is like, it's just this massive, like, it doesn't look big on screen, like here, like when I'm streaming or on YouTube, it really doesn't. but apparently my head is kind of like if you took a little sphere of putty or Play-Doh and it's like perfect, and then you just squished it down so it gets really wide but it's also really flat at the same time, which makes it difficult for me to find shades that fit my face. So if you've had that issue as well, one of the brands that I'm gonna highly suggest you take a look at is Boom. I found this on Amazon, and I've been looking up kind of like the sizes of things that come across your face, and these are amazing. I think these are 145 millimeters, and that's actually bigger than a lot of the things that's in the market. A lot of them are like 130s, 135s, but these are 145s, and these ones fit me like a dream. Now, the cool thing that you'll notice is they're actually polarized, so they're purple when you look at them, but I think you can see right up top that they actually have a little yellow glaze to them, so it's like purple and yellow at the same time. I absolutely love them. They come in a variety of colors. I'm thinking of grabbing a tortoiseshell one because I really like the look of tortoiseshell, but I know that they have red and yellow. I know that they have a turquoise, which is like a blue and a green one. It's super duper cool, but even though my head is legit the size of a small country, they still fit quite well. And I was showing them off on stream the other day because I had picked up another pair of shades from a different company that I'm not going to mention because, you know, we don't need to drag everybody all day. And they said that they were 145s as well. However, they were nowhere near the size of 145s. These are nice, comfortable 145s. And it's nice because if you are a little bit bigger in the head, you get a little big head, it's still got a little stretch to it. So it's nice and kind of just cradles you in all of the right places. I definitely love these, and because of the fact that there are so many colors that are available out there, it's nice because you can kind of select what goes with what you want to do. You can legit wear all black and then just wear a pair of shades that have like a cool pop of color in the lenses, and I absolutely love it. It's a statement, but also at the same time it protects your eyes. Okay, so keep that in mind because they do have like full spectrum protection in there, and it's a great way to prevent those free radicals from hitting that part of your face, which I believe the skin is the thinnest around your eyes. So great. It's like skincare and accessories and fashionability all in one. You should be happy with that. Alrighty, so that about does it for my favorites of July and August. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is there anything that you guys have been absolutely loving, or is there anything that you would want to change about the formats of these favorites videos? I am going to try to do them monthly. I will probably, you know, be late on them occasionally. But would you prefer like maybe just a monthly keto video, or would you just prefer a monthly skincare video? Or are there any topics in this video that you would like me to extrapolate on? I was chatting with somebody on Twitter, and they were actually saying if I could do a skin guide for people who are absolutely parched and dry like the Sahara, like my skin has become over time, which is something that I'm probably going to end up doing. So toss your feelings on that in the comments below, and if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys think that this could be helpful for someone else, go ahead and give it a share, and of course, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And that about does it for me for now, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!